up, has the accuracy, and it is good. J8. Throwing right side. Return past the 15, past the 20, out past the 30. Has space down the sideline. 40, 35, 30. And he is gone. A pick six for Houston. Snap good, hold good, kick up. And it is straight down the middle. Looking to throw, rolls out right. Throws end zone. Touchdown San Antonio. Cody Latimer alone in the end zone. They take a 1-point lead with 3 seconds left. 52-yarder, left hash for the win. Snap good, hold good, kick up. And it's drilled. Miami escapes week 1 with the win. Jason Sanders is looking to throw. Pass right side, wide open. Touchdown Drake London. Touchdown Drake London. Atlanta has tied this game and are an extra point away from taking the lead. Needing the 12-yard line. Handoff, Robinson left side. And going to be stuffed. A loss of 4, maybe 5 on the play. And with 50 seconds to go, the Chiefs have the ball. And most likely that does it. Ball on the 17.5-yard line. Looking to throw. Stepping up, throwing for the end zone. And caught. Touchdown Green Bay. Dontavian Wicks. 56 seconds to play. The Packers are within 3. 6:17 to play in overtime. Tua shotgun. Back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Bunched up. Tua to throw. Has time. Plenty of time. Pass. End zone left side. Jonnu Smith. Touchdown Miami. They're gonna win. Let's go, baby. Here, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Gonna send Smith in motion. Toss left side for Saquon Barkley. Good blocking and room to run. Past midfield. Spinning his way. Pass the 35 to 30. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and the Eagles respond instantly. Saquon Barkley. Oh my. Making his presence felt. 1 play, 60 yards. 3rd and 9 from the 35. Mahomes looking to throw. Quick pass left side. Caught by Piron. Has room to run. First down and more. Down to about the 17. And he stays in bounds. That will do it. The Kansas City Chiefs have escaped the Bills and have punched their ticket. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. We are good. We are live. How is everyone doing? It's draft night. It is also game 2 for Panthers Lightning is currently going on. Hence why I'm wearing my Panthers jersey and not a Dolphins jersey. But we here nonetheless. It's the first end of the NFL draft. It's going to be a long stream, but yeah, still just night 1. Tennessee is past 8 o'clock. Once Goodell does this whole announcement and everything, then Tennessee will officially be on the clock. But they've been on the clock since season's end, so they've had their time. Still going to try and drag this out, though. I am watching the NFL Network broadcast of the draft instead of ESPN's. Because I know ESPN and Schefter can just say picks early on there, and I don't really want to hear it. Plus, I'm also not really listening to the draft. Because we have Panthers Lightning Game 2 going on right now. It's been much different Game 2 compared to Game 1 between the Panthers and Lightning right now. I will say that. Yeah, we live. At some point tonight, we're going to be having some of my friends will be joining. I'm not sure exactly when that will be. But that is the plan involved. Yeah, we shall see. Again, expectation is 1 overall to Tennessee here. And then really from there, there's been some reports about Cleveland looking to trade back. And a team like Jacksonville trade up, as well as like what the Giants might do. We really don't have any expectations on exactly who's gonna go where. There's obviously some strong indications, but you never know. As the draft's in Green Bay this year, hence the Packers themed on the clock sign there. Yeah, we shall see. As respect, Goodell is biking onto the stage. As yeah, the Packers do have that tradition. Great. But again, as nice, yeah, take your time, Buff Flash. Again, they're gonna spend like 10+ minutes on the Titans pick, and then go from there. So just give it time. I have no idea where Toasted is right now, though. That's kind of the one I'm like, what the. You got fucking Lil Wayne. What do you? Is there some lag? Yeah, I kind of did hastily get the stream set up as I was busy doing something else. But we should be good. Obviously, lighting is terrible right now. I will say that. I mean, yeah, a Green Bay themed draft. I pointed out to a friend earlier that this is the first time that I can remember in a long time that the NFL draft had a logo that wasn't just blue, light blue, and white. It's actually like a somewhat Packers themed logo, and it's nice. They should do that more often. It's kind of so nice. Why is it like that? Alright, it should be fun. Alright. Be rocking. Again. Gonna be a more laid back type of stream, definitely. Unlike the play by plays where we try to get excited for everything. Gonna cool a little bit. They're just showing. They're also showing Daniel Jeremiah's top 200 right now. There's a player that just showed up there, Gary Zabel, who has been heavily hinted at going to Miami in this draft at 13. I would kind of much prefer if we trade back and get him, but nonetheless, I would definitely will take interior offensive lineman first pick. That's for damn sure. Yeah, a bunch of Packers greats out there. It is really nice that Green Bay was able to get the draft. It's yeah, they got Clay Matthews now speaking. It's really like you look at Clay Matthews' Pro Football Reference, it doesn't really like stand out the same way that his actual playing career felt watching it live. It's weird. This case there is quite a few players where that's the case. I mean, like his sacks numbers definitely stand out, but like it's like an every other year thing with Matthews during his time in Green Bay, where like yeah, sometimes he had double-digit sacks, other times he still had solid numbers, but you really felt like he had more. I mean, he's still a legend. Probably would be a Ring of Honor member for the Packers. Yeah, still one. All right, the Titans are officially now on the clock. And again, most likely. They have not selected first overall since 78. That, oh yeah, Mariota was at 2, but they've had the first overall pick before. Because yeah. Oh, did they have it in? No, they didn't have it in 16. That was the. Did they? I didn't think about the Titans draft history now. Who did the Rams trade with to get to pick 1 in 2016? Because I know that the Rams didn't officially have it. Yeah, they haven't drafted too well. I mean, again, Chris Johnson was a great pick for them back when he was drafted in 09, I think, 08, 09. But really since then, I mean, AJ Brown was a solid pick, but he didn't stick around long because their GM dumbass at the time. Right. I believe I figured out why there was some internet lag there. Okay. Yeah, I got. Hopefully, there's less. This is the final weekend where we have to deal with the internet issues. Next weekend, we'll be fine. Yeah, Titans they're making the call. It is again pretty obvious who they're gonna pick here at number 1. Most likely it's gonna be Cam Ward. Gonna get their QB of the future. As yeah, Green Bay is rocking. The pick is officially, and that's what I forgot. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, the pick is in for Tennessee. I could probably make that real quick. I knew I forgot something while I was setting all this up. Yep, but yeah, pick is in for Tennessee. It's like again, Tennessee is one of those teams where yeah, the obvious pick is Cam Ward, but are they really set as a team right now to benefit from Cam Ward? That I'm not too sure about. Why is everything just not working right now? Also, I am watching the Panther game on the side. I'm trying not to say too much about it because I don't want to jinx it right now. Is hold on. What the fuck is happening with all this? One sec. YouTube TV is acting up right now, and it's pissing me off. Yep, it is official. Cam Ward is the pick at number 1, to no one's surprise. And we do have a trade in the works. So the Browns were supposed to be on the clock at 2. And instead, the Jacksonville Jaguars have traded up from 5. And it seems like they're going to be getting Travis Hunter. As it's why in the this is still collusion. There we go. There we go. Finally back. Cam Ward taking the stage. He's the official first overall pick. A lot of pressure on the kid, but again, it's clear. It was obvious that he was the best quarterback in this class. Just the way he can play in the pocket is very impressive, and with just I want to say the demeanor, but the casualness he has in the pocket is really impressive, and it's something you're not going to get out of a lot of other QB prospects. And he goes from a 0-star prospect in 2020 going to Incarnate World and working his way up to Wazoo, to UM last year, and now the number 1 overall pick. Good shit, Cam Ward, as now the Jaguars are on the clock as they made a trade with Cleveland. It is the Browns get the 5th overall pick, the 36th overall pick, 126th, and a next year first for the 2nd overall pick 104 in tonight, or tomorrow on Saturday, and pick 200 in the 6th. It's most likely going to be Travis Hunter. There was a lot of talks before the draft that the top 3 guys on the Jaguars board is Travis Hunter, Ted McKillen, and Ashton Jeanty. And the only way they trade up to 2 the only way they trade up to 2 is because they really want Travis Hunter. Because both Jeanty and Ted McMillan are going to be available at 5. So if they trade up to 2, that means they're going to want Travis. That means they really wanted Travis Hunter. They gave up quite a bit to get him, or to get whoever this is going to be. They gave up 2 firsts, a 2nd, and a 4th. I do like that decision from Cleveland, though, because Cleveland was in a relatively similar spot to what Jacksonville was in, whereas they had the option of their guy, but they're happy with a few people, and one of them is bound to be available by pick 5, so they traded back. End of the second period between the Panthers and Lightning. Still a 1-0 lead for the Cats. Let's go, baby. I call collusion. Nah, the real collusion would be if Buffalo and Kansas City trade again. I completely forgot that Jacksonville drafted a tackle in 2023. Has Anton Harrison done anything? Yeah, Trevon Walker is on. He's not on contract year, but he's getting close to it. It is 3rd year in the league. No. It was just his 3rd year in the league, right? Or whatever. Yeah, Jacksonville celebrating now in their war room as the pick is in for the Jaguars. They're a team who drastically underperformed expectations last year and kind of just needed a guy in that locker room now. Because again, it wouldn't make sense for him to draft Ashton Jeanty because they do have Travis Etienne and Hank Bigsby. And yes, Bigsby had a down year last year, but he's still a solid player for them as a running back too. The receiving core was a little bit of the issue part for them, and getting a guy like Travis Hunter is going to help that, and it's going to help their secondary as they did lose some pieces in this past offseason. But For as much as I don't think Shedeur Sanders is a top 10 pick, I do think he has more potential and could be a better quarterback in the NFL than Trevor Lawrence. So is Travis Hunter's gonna be taking a little bit of a downgrade at quarterback play, but I'm not sure how much is really gonna matter. For someone of his skills, it's not gonna matter at all. Yeah, Cam number 1 overall was the most obvious thing. It was the most obvious selection, which again is. I'm not sure how well it's gonna work. I do really like Cam Ward. I'm just scared that the situation that Tennessee is in right now, at least for this first year, isn't the greatest. So because of that, I'm not sure. Like, because of that, Tennessee fans are gonna need some patience. Which asking an NFL fan to have patience nowadays is like waiting for paint to dry. That's actually not a good analogy. It's most NFL fans don't have the greatest patience nowadays. But we shall see. Yeah, Travis Hunter is a logical pick here. As there goes Goodell to take the stage. Yeah, we're going to be a whiles away until Miami's pick. So in the meantime, go Cats. So again, yep, Cleveland and Jacksonville have agreed to a trade. I don't know why this is buffering. All right, Goodell. It's gonna be Travis Hunter. So now the question is, how far does Shedeur fall? As Eric Armstead's announcing the pick for the Jaguars. Because I mean, he still could go to Cleveland, and they traded back because they didn't want to take him that early, and they know that. I mean, the Giants could, but they signed Russ and Jameis, so it's not likely that they want to carry 4 quarterbacks going into training camp. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, they probably go. Who do the Giants go? Do the Giants go Genty? 3? I mean, they could go Abdul Carter, but I'm not sure how well of a fit that would be alongside Devon Thibodeau and Brian Burns. Really, like, the Giants needed Travis Hunter, so if he goes here. And yep, Travis Hunter is the pick. Number 2 overall to Jacksonville. All right, so there's one Colorado prospect. Look at him. Hell yeah. Good for Travis Hunter, man. He took a gamble going to Jackson State. Going to Jackson State to begin his college career, and it paid off wonders. Yep, so Travis Hunter is the 2nd overall pick. And that's going to leave the Giants on the clock. Where the Giants now are in a bit of a pickle here. Because again, they're the one to, if Jacksonville didn't take Hunter, they 100% would have. So if you're the Giants, like, do you reach on someone like Ted McMillan, even though he is a great prospect, in the top 5 is a little bit of early for him? Do you trade back? Do you take an Abdul Carter and pair him with Brian Burns and Kevon Thibodeau? You go Shadur and heavy reach on him and put him into a QB room with Russell Wilson, James Winston, and Tommy DeVito. I mean, they could go like a Mason Graham or a Will Campbell. I feel like Will Campbell might be the pick here if they keep it. But still, like the Giants desperately needed a Travis Hunter type player in this draft. Yeah, Travis Hunter was announced as both a corner and a receiver, so he'll be playing both ways. Gonna be interesting to see. The NFL really hasn't had anyone who plays both ways like this before. So we shall see. I mean, it's like Antonio Cromartie did it once, Champ Bailey did it once, Dion did it 8 times, but there's going to be an interesting scenario for Travis Hunter. I feel like Jacksonville is a great spot for him to do it at. I mean, he gets paired with Brian Thomas now for receiver 1 and receiver 2, and he's going to be the corner 1. Like that's a solid offense that Jacksonville has built. The offensive line's a little bit of a question mark, but they played fine enough last year. I mean, the team as a whole really just underperformed. We shall see. Because you have the Giants are on the clock. I mean, yes, Cleveland could have 100% benefited from getting Travis Hunter, but I think their mindset is probably be getting Genty, as the Giants pick is already in. They weren't quick to giving out to hitting that the pick. So I mean, they must have their guy at 3. Like, Cleveland's a team where, yes, Travis Hunter would have been beneficial. They need a lot more help than just a really good receiver and corner. And I would not be surprised if Cleveland's a team to go quarterback. Damn, last time a team traded up into the top 2 for a non-QB was Orlando Pace. And that worked out great for the Rams. Yes, this is pick 3. I mean, Jacksonville should have made the playoffs last year. So yeah, they definitely have a good shot at making it again this year. Yeah, so first overall pick was Cam Ward to Tennessee, as was expected. And then pick 2, which was originally Cleveland's, they traded back to pick 5. Jacksonville trades up to 2 alongside and in order to do so, Jacksonville gave up a second, a fourth, and a next year first. So they gave them quite a bit. They traded up to get Travis Hunter. And now the Giants at pick 3, they're staying put. Their pick is already in a very weird spot. I mean, I saw Hunter go in the top 3. I didn't necessarily see Jacksonville trading up. There were some reports like 2 hours before the draft that the Jaguars were looking to trade up and that the Browns were looking to trade back. So it just made sense. Oh yeah, Travis Hunter. Oh, the Giants go Abdul Carter. Okay. A little. Okay, I get it. He is talented enough to go top 5. Coming off of an injury after last year. I mean, hey, it's a nice pick, but the Giants aren't really a team that needed edge help. At least not this early. It just means he doesn't go to New England, and I'll take it. Yeah, I do really like the pick of Travis Hunter to Jacksonville. And yeah, Abdul Carter to the Giants. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that the Giants wouldn't go quarterback. They don't need one technically right now. And yes, they could always improve, but honestly, the Giants are probably hoping to be bad again this year to get Arch Manning. I wish I could. I'm using a relatively old laptop for this. If I was on my PC, there would have been a whole slide in text of all the picks. But on the laptop, I don't really have access to that in the same way. So the joys of college. Yeah. So New England. Oh, New England is on the clock. I mean, because in 2021, when I was live for the draft, I had the whole slide in text. And I do like having that. I kind of wish I could. But again, this busted laptop. Yeah, Abdul Carter goes 3. They're showing the Giants draft party. The fans are not excited for this, and I don't blame them. I mean, there are definitely some Jets fans mixing as well, but I do not blame them for not being too excited about this pick. Like, again, don't get me wrong, he's a great player. It just wasn't really one of the Giants' biggest concerns, considering just how bad they were last year. But it is best player available. No, Shedeur is not going to go to New England. When really, this is where I kind of expected Abdul Carter to go, was New England. So now that he went early, did they go? They probably go Will Campbell, I would assume. This is probably a Will Campbell, maybe Ashton Genty. Will Campbell will make the most sense for New England to pick. NBA comp for which player? Shedeur? I'm not really sure if there is one. Maybe. And I can. Yeah, that's a tough comp to think of. I mean, what? I want to go as far as to say Markelle Fultz or Ben Simmons, where it's like an overhyped prospect. Because Markelle Fultz fully deserved #1 overall pick. He just suffered through some bad injuries early on. Now the Carter pick. Yeah, that's a tough one as well to think about. Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball would fit for Shedeur, yes. Yeah, I don't really know what to compare this Abdul Carter pick to in NBA terms. What it's essentially just a case of a team going best player available when it's essentially it's just the Giants went best player available and they went best player available and it was a case of the best player didn't necessarily fit. Against if I knew the NBA draft history a bit better, I could definitely think of one. Again, I'm not saying I hate the pick. I do think that the Giants could definitely benefit from more pass rush and from being able to get penetration, but I felt like they could have traded this back and still get a really solid edge rusher. All right, the pick is in for New England. I would imagine this is Will Campbell, right? Because if they can build an offensive line around Drake May, it will highly benefit them. So I would imagine this is Will Campbell. Maybe they go Genty. They could go Mason Graham. And then if Graham doesn't go here, he probably would be available by 13. I could also see Graham going to Cleveland if he doesn't get picked here. Yeah, it's Mason Graham or it's Will Campbell. It's an LSU guy, most likely. He's definitely most likely an LSU guy. I doubt they go Genti. Yes, they could definitely upgrade that running back room, but they don't need it. It's not like a big need for them at the moment. It really does feel like that. Pick 2 and 3 should have been moved to 1 back for a perfect draft. Like Hunter should have gone to the Giants. Abdul Carter should have gone to New England. But yeah. Oh yeah, we definitely can go live for the NBA draft. That would be a way more laid back. Oh yeah, Graham is Michigan. Yeah. Yeah, Graham. Yeah. Listen, we're still early on in this draft. The Panther game is about to enter the third period. I'm more NHL minded right now a little bit. Yeah, we're at commercial break. Pick is in though for New England. Yeah. Yeah, there's Mason Graham, Mason Taylor. I want Miami to draft Mason Taylor if he's available second round. Yeah. I mean, for as much as Mason Graham would be a good fit for New England, I just don't think it's one of their bigger needs. Yeah, but the pick is in. Oh yeah, it's definitely not a big need for New England. They picked up Milton Williams in the offseason, that's right. It is Campbell. Maybe a little behind then. Yeah. Yep, they go Will Campbell. It makes sense. Their offseason was heavy defense. Their free agency was heavy defensive focus. They needed to protect Drake May a lot better than they did last year. Only makes sense. All right, that leaves Cleveland now on the clock. Oh, there we go. Cleveland's on the clock. If Mason Graham doesn't go here, he's gonna slide far. Yeah. I follow all of them as well, but I try not to look at it for this. It's like if we get Cleveland trading back to 5 means that there was a guy that they knew would be available at 5 that they would definitely want. In which case, yeah, like it's probably Mason Graham here. Yeah, but has Cam Whitmore really proven that he should not have fallen yet? Because I'm thinking we were in call during that draft, and we were all so shocked that Whitmore fell to where he did. Like we thought for sure Miami was going to draft Cam Whitmore that year, but it ended up being Hame. Like yeah, it's confusing when players fall, but there are a few players where it kind of makes sense. All right, most New England fans in the draft party looked happy there. Again, it's a great pick for New England. I'm just honestly, it's a great pick. It's a guy that is going to be a difference maker for them for years, but not in the same way that like a Travis Hunter would have been if they would have been able to get him. I mean, Cleveland has a lot of needs, right? So they're thinking best player available, and in this case, best player available is Mason Graham. Now, if they would have definitely, it's like if they would have sat at 2, they don't go Mason Graham here. But because they traded back, it means that they had it, that they wanted a guy that doesn't necessarily fit within the top 3. And also, like, yeah, like how far does Shadur fall? No, Genty. I think Genty is a lock for Vegas. I think he's a lock to go there. If not, he's not getting past the Jets. And then if the Jets pick him, Brees Hall is going to be traded. But I think he's a lock for Vegas, and that would be a great spot for him to go. I mean, New England has Ramondre Stevenson. He's not like he's a terrible back. And plus, like this is a pretty deep running back class. So I don't see them going. I mean Cleveland. So I don't see Cleveland going running back. I mean, Nick Chubb is still a free agent, right? They have Jerome Ford, yeah. I'm shocked that they haven't re-signed Nick Chubb yet. At least I don't think they have. Because they can just bring back Nick Chubb, and there's a guy right there. Yeah, it's just the case like when I'm up at school, like I am now, I don't really care about shaving it. Um, for for my Boston trip, I'll probably trim it a little bit. Yeah, that was Najee Harris who went to the Chargers. I mean, like the mustache does bother me a little bit because it's getting kind of long. But like I go down south in 4 days, and I'll get it trimmed and stuff there, and that way it'll cost me nothing because my mom was a professional hairdresser, so she does. I paid for a haircut once, and that was last fall, and that was first semester of school. It was like $35. Not again. I'll deal with it. It's Najee for Najee. It is, yeah, it is definitely an NBA name though. Yep, Mason Graham at 5 to the Browns. Him and Myles Garrett is going to be a duo on the D line. That's going to be one hell of a duo on the D line. And it means that Vegas is on the clock. Man, I'm shocked Pittsburgh didn't bring back Najee Harris either. It's like he's a 4 straight 1,000-yard rusher. He's a good part for that offense, but I guess they think they can get someone else. J.K. Dobbins still being available, as I believe he is. That's mind blowing to me. Mm-hmm. I'm just making sure. Oh no, the Browns signed J.K. Dobbins. That's why they didn't go That's why they didn't go Genty. Is they signed J.K. Dobbins. That's their Nick Chubb replacement. I forgot that the Browns signed Dobbins. That's a nice signing for them. It was a 2-year aid. Yeah, that's a hell of a deal. 15 minutes left between the Panthers and Lightning in game 2. If you can take both of the games on the road, go back to Sunrise on Saturday, get Ekblad back, be able to get Eki back up 2-0 in the series, you're chilling. They call that icing. Good skated, Nate Schmidt. I'm hoping Ottawa can make it this series against Toronto, but I think that game 3 is tied. Yeah, that game 3 is tied. The Knicks are up 8 against the Pistons right now. Hell yeah. Yeah, the issue is going against Vasilevsky, and he's a damn good goalie. We have Browns go Mason Graham. We wait for the Raiders pick now at pick 6. It's most like it's gonna be Ashton Genty. It's gonna be Ashton Genty, which will put Jets in a bit of a pickle. I don't think they're in. They might go like Kevin Banks or Tyler Booker because they have lost Mekhi Becton. And then like Carolina's probably gonna go Ted McMillan. That'd be a great pick for Carolina. I also just don't see Ted getting. Yeah, I just don't see Ted getting falling outside the top 10. He either goes to Carolina or Chicago. All right, pick is in for the Raiders. It's going to be Genty. They need a back there bad. They saw last year that they need an explosive back in that offense. And plus, Pete Carroll loves his running backs as well. I mean, during his time at USC, he had Reggie Bush. Early years in Seattle, he had Marshawn Lynch. All right, Las Vegas Raiders select Ashton Genty, running back, Boise State. Yep, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's a great pick for the Raiders. That's a great pick. Gonna instantly make a difference in that offense. Like, instantly make a difference. Good shit there. Alright, that leaves the New York Jets on the clock. So Genty goes to the Raiders, and the Jets find themselves in. I mean, how bad of a spot is the Jets? There's still plenty of guys available that can make an impact. So Mason Graham goes to the Browns. He teams up with Myles Garrett in what's going to be a pretty damn solid defensive line duo there for them. And the Browns just simply picked the best player available for a position of need, which was defensive line definitely in the D tackle spot. And then the Raiders just picked Ashton Genty, who was one of the best backs in college football history last year. A damn good player, an instant difference maker for this offense that desperately needed an instant difference maker. And now the Jets are on the clock. It's just an instant difference maker, man. Genty is that guy. He does not go down easy. He has good speed, good balance, good power. Just he's an all around fantastic back. And I was like, yeah, if it wasn't for Travis Hunter being a great dual threat, Genty would have easily won the Heisman last year. Like he had a Heisman level season. That the only reason it wasn't a Heisman level season is because he was going against another pretty solid Heisman level season. We'll see. And then now the Jets find themselves in. If Genti didn't go to the Raiders, he was going to go to the Jets. And what did the Jets sign a quarterback in the offseason? Is this where Shedeur goes? Please let Shedeur go to the Jets. I don't think the Jets signed a quarterback in the offseason. They had to have, right? Am I just blanking on it? Oh yeah, they signed Justin Fields. Never mind. Oh yeah, definitely. Did they yeah, they signed Fields, I just remembered. Oh, they can still go Shedeur. It's the Jets, man. Who the fuck knows what they do? Pick is in. Have the all NBA teams been announced yet? But neither have the all NBA teams been announced yet. Not yet. Yeah, it's like halfway through the second round is when they announce all that shit. Oh, well, side note, yeah, we got the announcement trailers for the College Football 26 and Madden 26 today. And it is official that we are getting high school in Road to Glory, which is exciting as hell. I am the only other this announcement trailer, which makes sense that it's going to be the draft and everything because it's draft day. But one of the big things that I was disappointed in for College Football 25 was not being able to transfer draft classes. If they add that in 26, we might have something here. I'm not surprised by that. Especially not surprised by him getting more than SGA. Because, I mean, SGA is going to win MVP because of voter fatigue. Which is a dumb reason to win it. Same reason why Embiid won it a few years ago. So we're at commercial break, waiting for the Jets pick to be announced. If anything, this is where Ted McMillan could probably go. Like, they lost Rodgers, replaced him with Justin Fields. They haven't replaced Devontae Adams yet. Yeah. 12 minutes left in game 2 between the Panthers and Lightning. It's still a 1-0 game. Nate Schmidt had the only goal so far in this one. A great snipe against Vasilevsky. One more goal would seal it. It feels. How many goddamn how many goddamn PKs are we gonna need tonight? Isn't this like Tampa's 5th fucking power play of the night? Got a commercial break here for the draft. I needed to look at what power play this is. Yeah, I like the test for our PK unit, but God, it doesn't piss me off still. Why is this not showing me? Oh no, this is the 7th fucking penalty we have to kill. God damn. I don't love that. Tampa had a great power play unit in the regular season, but all right. Back from the commercial break in the draft, waiting for the Jets pick to be announced. Really, the top two options here are Will Johnson and Ted McMillan. As again, they get Will Johnson to replace DJ Reed and just get themselves another great corner to pair with Sauce Gardner. They get Ted McMillan to pair another great receiver with Garrett Wilson. It's a win-win. Oh, they go tackle Armand Membo from Missouri. Oh, I mean, I get it. You want to be able to protect Fields, but again, he's a great tackle, but oh, was not expecting that at all. Okay. The Carolina Panthers are on the clock now, and they're probably going to go Ted, I would imagine. Okay. It's a good pick. Just was not expecting him to go top 10. Or if anywhere, I expected him to go to Chicago of any place in the top 10, not New York. It's a good pick, but at 7? All right. New York has themselves another offensive tackle. Where are they reviewing a potential major against Tampa? Please. Oh shit! What's on? Oh god, Barkey's down. Is it a high stick? Oh no, that's an elbow. Oh fuck. Pick is in for Carolina. It's most likely going to be Ted McMillan. Armand Mimbu. Oh yeah, Carolina is definitely happy right now. I mean, they said that they did not have to move at all to get another great receiver to pair with Xavier again. Bryce Young can have himself some guys. Have this be a game misconduct during major against Hagel. We're at commercial break for the draft. That's why I'm focusing on the Florida Panthers, right? Real quick. Yeah, God damn. I think he'll be fine for the rest of the playoffs, but that's oh fuck, straight to the locker room. Yeah, why does it have to be Barkey that goes down? I did not get to hear if that was a major or not. It's definitely a penalty on Tampa. So Tampa kills their own power play there. And it's 4-4 for 42 seconds. I'll be able to win this game now. Oh yeah, most defensive tackles are absolute fucking units. I mean, no better prime example of that than Vince Wilfork. Vince Wilfork was and still is an absolute unit of a player, of a man. It's anyway, it was a great pick for Cleveland. Yeah, Carolina's pick is in. We'll select commercial break for the draft, waiting for their selection. It's most likely going to be Ted McMillan. It's just the obvious pick for them. Being able to pair Xavier Legette with McMillan as a receiver too, and then you even have I think they still have Adam Thielen as a slot guy. There's gonna be a good receiving core there. I think the offensive line looked better last year for Bryce Young in the second half of the season as a whole. They picked up Rico Dowdle in the offseason, which is a great selection there. Great pickup. All right, 12 seconds left on the 4-4s. Yep, not surprised that these two teams are getting real feisty now. I mean, you lay a hit like that on the captain, you're gonna get some punches thrown after each play. These two teams are gonna really hate each other. Yeah, pick is in for Carolina. Yeah, I expect Barkley to be done for the game. Hopefully he can be back for game 3, though. As now Panthers Lightning going to commercial break. Yeah, pick is in for Carolina. Just waiting for the announcement. As yeah, Green Bay is packed for the draft. Shall see. Yeah, it's probably going to be Ted McMillan here. All right, Goodell. Let's hear it. Again, New Orleans is on the clock next, and New Orleans is going to be probably the first surprise selection. But first, the Carolina Panthers are going to select. Yep, Ted McMillan out of Arizona goes to the Carolina Panthers. Him and Xavier Legette is going to be a grade 1-2 punch at receiver. And now the Saints are on the clock, and they could be a surprise team here. They could be a surprise team. There's Derek Carr is uncertain to go next season due to complications with his shoulder. They could easily be the next quarterback off the board. There's talks about Jackson Dart. Obviously, Shadur is still available. If he doesn't go here, he falls outside the top, really 15. Oh yeah, if Shadur does not go at 9, he might fall out of the first round with the team still available. So really, this might be New Orleans might be the only other team to pick a quarterback here. We have Ted McMillan. Welcome to Carolina. All right, the 4-4 is going to come to a close here between Florida and Tampa. Yep, okay, cool. It was a 5-minute major against Hagel. I got 4 minutes of power play time for the Panthers. End the game right here. I mean, again, New Orleans could also. Again, the expectation is they probably will go quarterback at least at some point in this draft. Doesn't have to be at 9. So we will see. I mean, assume like they do still have Spencer Rattler, who can be a guy for next season as a test of waters, see what you got type of thing. So they might go something else to try and just help out the rest of the team and go like best player available. But we'll see. If they don't go quarterback though, I'm not sure where the next one goes. It's saved by Vasilevsky. Florida still got 2:53 left on this power play though. That's great. Yep, the New Orleans Saints are on the clock. Yeah, Ted McMillan going at 8 makes sense. Also, might as well say it. We will be live technically for night 2 tomorrow, but really we're gonna be live tomorrow night for Memphis at Birmingham. As the pick is in for New Orleans, it is still UFL season. We'll be live doing play-by-play for that. We'll have the draft on in the background though. A fan on it. Own. Gotta be able to capitalize on this power play. Don't look at that. Don't give up shorthanded now. Tampa and Florida are both great teams shorthanded. But we really need to be able to capitalize on this power play. They're gonna have a 3-on-2 rush here. Yeah. We're just waiting for Goodell to announce a selection for New Orleans. In the meantime, we have playoff hockey. Minute 47 left on this power play. Come on. It's still a 1-0 game between Florida and Tampa, and it has bothered me today. A 400 receiving yards led the Saints last year. God. All right, yeah, but pick is in. Pick is in. As Chicago will be on the clock, but first, what you got, Goodell? Saints select. They go Kelvin Banks out of Texas. All right, Ryan Ramczyk did just retire, so they continue to bolster that offensive line. Really solid pick there. Again, if the idea is we're going to see what Spencer Rattler has in him, this is not a bad pick to try and aid in that aspect. So now the Chicago Bears are on the clock. What did they do to pair? Who did they pair with Caleb Williams? Also, they could go Will Johnson to improve that defense. If Ted was still available, I feel like they would have gone him, but he went to Carolina. We'll see. Yeah, Banks is a real solid pick here. A guy that I kind of want because he can play both tackle and guard. I kind of wanted Miami to pick him because I felt like he definitely could have fallen. No tight ends have been picked yet. I'm gonna say that now because we most likely do see Tyler Warren get picked soon. I would not be surprised if he goes to Chicago. They could definitely use a valuable tight end like that for Caleb Williams. But no tight end has been picked yet. As Florida has 20 seconds left on this power play, that's gonna kill it. All right, we're able to kill like 5 minutes of clock though, but would have really liked to be able to score in that power play. But you don't have Barkov to facilitate it because he goes down with that injury. That's a great kill for the Lightning though. I fully see Shedeur falling out of the first round now. Fully see it. I'm not sure where he will go, as the pick is in for Chicago. Yeah, he'll most likely play tackle. He'll most likely be a blindside guy for New Orleans. As pick is in for Chicago. I'm trying really hard not to say anything that's going to jinx this game for the Florida Panthers. I could say a lot more about this game right now. I'm not going to because I want to make sure we win first. Is that commercial Here comes the selection for Chicago. Who are they? I mean, Chicago has already had a really, really good offseason. Oh, yeah, isn't the schedule release in a month as well? That's what they're talking about right now. No, Rattler isn't a lefty, I don't think, but I mean, you still want left tackle is the typical blind side for a right-handed is the blind side for a right-handed quarterback. Is Rattler a lefty? He might be. I don't know. No, I don't think he is. It does not matter. You'll be starting for New Orleans next year and then not again. All right, May 14th is the schedule reveal. That's on a Tuesday. Okay. Yep, schedule gets revealed May 14th. I don't know. It's on a Wednesday, not Tuesday. Yeah. Yeah, again, I mean, Pittsburgh is still very much in play for a quarterback. But that's really the only other spot I could see one going unless a team trades up. Okay. No, yeah, it's really only Pittsburgh. I mean, maybe Dallas comes out of nowhere and decides to put some pressure on Dak by drafting the guy in the first round, but I doubt it. All right, here comes Goodell. Oh yeah, well, it was earlier today or yesterday that Steve McMichael sadly passed away. Is a Hall of Famer in the NFL, played a lot of years in Chicago. Also a noteworthy WWE wrestler. Yep, rest in peace, Mongo. A hell of a career. One hell of a career. And has finally find himself in the Hall of Fame after years of waiting. It was also the 50th anniversary of the Walter Payton's draft pick. Damn. Also, I will say this now because as well. Bobby is fantastic. Bobrovsky's playing one hell of a game tonight. That's an incredible save he just made. All right, what you gonna do, Chicago? Oh, the first tight end's off the board, but it's not Tyler Warren. It's Colston Loveland out of Michigan. Okay, kind of a shock there. I kind of would have expected Warren to be the first tight end off the board. Hey, Colston's still one hell of a tight end. But okay, first tight end finally off the board. That's a great check down option that Caleb Williams just got himself. All right. Now the 49ers are on the clock. Man, Colston Loveland, 10th overall. Being compared to Tyler Eifert. That's a wild ass comparison, but I love it. Tyler Eifert was a dog for Cincy for many years. That's one of those comparisons where it's like, if you, on paper, it does not feel like a good comparison, But you go back and watch Tyler Eifert highlights and watch some of his games, he was a dog of a tight end. It's funny because like him and Kyle Rudolph, I kind of pair together as like a similar tight end build, even though they're not at all. As Tampa just went empty net with under 2 minutes to play. There's always a select few tight ends and players that I love, especially through old Madden games, and are always guys that like you go back to those games, and I remember making sure I find a way to get them on my team. Eifert is one of them. It's Eifert, it's Anthony Fasano, Charles Clay in like Madden 16 was one of them as well. Fucking love Charles Clay. Charles Clay wasn't a great. He wasn't great in the NFL, but damn in Madden he was fun to play with. All right, the pick is in 49ers. Holston Loveland in his draft party. He has two giant deer heads in the background. He's gonna be a motherfucking dog for Chicago, and that's exactly how you know it. As we head to a commercial break here from the draft, the Lightning have called timeout with a minute 44 to play in that game. Game 2 of the first round, the Lightning trying to avoid going down 2-0. If the Panthers can take a 2-0 lead heading back to Sunrise on Saturday, plus getting Ekblad back, and hopefully Barkey being able to come back as well, like the Panthers are sitting so good in this series. But it's going to be a very tough final minute 40. Yeah, the pick is in for San Francisco, which is waiting for Goodell to announce it. Tampa's at empty net right now. One more goal probably seals this one. There we go. The puck cleared the zone at least. That's going to kill some time. Select commercial break. It's sent around by Seth Jones. There we go. Open net. Missed it barely, but that's not going to be icing. Under a minute to play now between the Panthers and Lightning. Good clear right there. 50 seconds to go. Come on, take this 2-0 series lead, Florida. I don't love Bobby coming out of his crease to play that puck, but it worked. Good save there. 30 seconds now between the Panthers and Lightning. Oh, okay. 20 seconds. They're gonna get the clear they need. Benny just misses that empty net. 10 seconds to go now. Yeah, Tampa can't get it in. And there's the empty net. 2-0 lead for the Panthers. A 2-0 series lead as well. Let's go. Is that Benny getting the empty net? That's a beautiful start to the series. The pick is in for San Francisco, just simply waiting for the selection to be announced. There's 3.4 seconds now left in this game, but it's a 2-0 lead for the Panthers. That's going to do it. Oh, there's some chirping going on the bench. Okay. Beautiful 2-0 series lead as they go back to Sunrise on Saturday for Game 3. As the Battle of Florida has been all Panthers so far. Love to see it. And Bobby gets the shutout. Played a great game. As Goodell takes the stage to announce the pick. All right, Goodell. The Dallas Cowboys will be on the clock after this selection. Oh, they go Mikael Williams, an edge rusher out of Georgia. All right. Solid selection there for San Francisco. Gives them some help on that D line. A guy to play opposite of Nick Bosa. Solid pick. I'm not willing to call it a reach per se, but I do think it's a nice pick for them. It's not. That's not really a best player available type of pick though. That I feel like they probably should have went with. Nonetheless, the Dallas Cowboys are on the clock. Oh, Cam Payne just got a tech. We have the Dallas Cowboys are on the clock. Now that the Panther game is over. Cowboys are on the clock now that the Panther game is over. And Miami is about to be on the clock. We finally put on this Dolphins jersey. Been a hot minute since I've worn this. Yeah, it's probably Matthew Golden. Like, I also wouldn't be. Actually, it could be Tyler Booker as well. Zach Martin did retire in the offseason. The Cowboys do need a guard. As the pick is in for Dallas. Most likely, though, that means Miami can get Tyler Warren at 13. I would not be opposed to it. It wouldn't be who I would select. But it would still be a pretty solid selection. But first game, we have to see what Dallas picks here. Here comes Goodell. Yep, Dallas goes Tyler Booker. One pick before Miami. Damn! Alright. I'm not surprised that they went Booker, though. They needed the guard help after Zach Martin retired. Alright. I would not be surprised if we see Miami trade back now. I would have loved to get Tyler Booker. There is still that guard out of Georgia available, Rutledge. That would not be too bad of a pickup, but would definitely be a reach at 13. But we'll see. I would not be surprised if Miami trades back, though. I would have loved Tyler Booker at 13. Would have loved it. All right. What you got? What you got, Miami? Honestly, yeah, just trade back. Tyler Booker would have been the pick, I feel. Yeah, Tyler Warren is still available, but he's not really the tight end I would want for Miami anyway. I am much more of a Mason Taylor guy just because of kind of like is a good pairing with Jonnu Smith that way. I would have loved Tyler Booker. Just don't go Malachi Starks. I would understand it, but we do not need to go defense first round again. We don't need to go defense first round. We just don't. Yeah, Tyler Booker played incredible last year. I would have loved him in Miami. Yeah, again, those top three tight ends are close, and one went to Chicago at 10. Maybe you get one of them available in like mid-second round because there seems to be like not a big run on tight ends just yet. Miami also doesn't really need a tight end. We have Jonnu Smith. We need again a good backup tight end would not be that bad. If we I mean there is the possibility we go Gray Zabel out of NDSU. I want to hate it, but I just would feel like it's a reach at this point. Like if you are really dead set on getting Zabel, trade back a little bit. But again, I want to hate the pick. I just don't feel like it's a 13th overall pick type pick. We'll see. We will see. The Dolphins are on the clock. All right, 4 minutes left on the clock. The pick is not instantly in like we've seen some other teams. So there definitely are fielding calls here. You trade back. You trade back and then you'd select Gray Zabel at like 20 or something. There's no need. Tyler Booker would have been the pick. Tyler Booker would have been the pick. I mean, do you still all right, pick is in. We're picking here. Rutledge is still available. It wouldn't be a bad guard selection either. If you're gonna go if you're gonna go offensive line, you need to select a guard. You need to select a guard that can take Liam Eichenberg's spot. Need to. I wouldn't be too upset with like a Malachi Starks. I just don't feel like we need to go safety right now. I also wouldn't be too upset with a Tyler Warren, but we just don't need to go tight end right now. Our biggest need is guard. We need to just draft an interior offensive lineman, and I'll be happy. I would have fucking loved Tyler Booker though, man. Would have loved him. God. What do we have? We're at commercial break as we await the selection. I ain't gonna look at my phone. I'm not looking at my phone. Yeah, like this is really the last year. This is really like the last. If this is another down year, this is the last year of this core. Needs to be interior offensive line. I do not want to see Liam Eichenberg starting at right guard for my team next year. Like, there's no guards available in Daniel Jeremiah's top 200 right now for this spot. They're gonna end up going like Will Johnson or fucking Malachi Starks. Watch. And of course, this is wanted to buffer right before the pick. Yeah, this is still fucking buffering. Why the hell is YouTube TV acting up right now? Bro, can we not do this, YouTube TV? Alright, Goodell. Goodell is taking the stage. With the 13th pick, Kenneth Grant out of Michigan is a defensive tackle. I don't hate it. I don't love it. We do need a defensive tackle. Kenneth Grant played well at Michigan last year. This is not a 13th overall pick player. It's just not pick 13. If this was a second round pick, I would have loved it a lot more. This is not pick 13. If you want, trade back. There's no way we had no one willing to trade up. There's no way. It's another defensive player reach that Chris Grier loves to do instead of just picking a fucking guard. I know. No. No. Fire Greer. What do you mean you're on? This man is supposedly on the hot seat now, and he still refuses to select offensive linemen in the first round. The pick is in for the Colts. This man refuses to select offensive linemen. I don't get it. Why the fuck? You trade this pick back. You do. That's a holy reach, Batman. God, fuck this team. Again, don't get me wrong. He is a good player. He's just not pick 13 good. Gonna be a long. Ugh. The Colts are on the clock. Colts selection is here. They need a tight end. Here comes Tyler Warren. Yep. Greer. Atlanta is on the clock now. If you told me Miami selected Kenneth Grant in the second round, I would not be upset. I would like the pick. He is not a 13th overall pick type player. And yes, defensive tackle is a position of need for Miami. But you don't reach when there are guards available that are better. And it's also a position of need. It just makes no sense. You trade the pick back. The second Tyler Booker goes, you trade the pick back. You don't reach on someone. Like I would have if Tyler Warren was the pick instead, I would be feeling a lot better. As he goes to the Colts immediately after. But no, we have to reach on a defensive lineman because Greer loves to do. I just don't get it. That's not the pick. That's just not the pick. It's just not the pick. It's just not the pick at 13. If they would have traded the pick back and selected him, it would have made more sense. The fact that they refused to trade the pick back there is terrible. And yes, Miami does have these they're tied for third when it comes to the amount of selections they have in this year's class. So they still could address the other things. But a first round pick is a guy who needs to be able to contribute immediately. For as good as Kenneth Grant is, he's not someone that is going to make an immediate impact the same way getting a better guard would, or getting Tyler Warren would, or hell, even getting Will Johnson or Malachi Starks would have. If they say it's a second round pick, would make a lot more sense. But for pick 13, you need to get a more prominent position of need. Like guard needed to be the pick there. Because the only way this team is going to find massive success again is with Tua playing a full season. That's the only way. you needed to go guard. You need to do whatever it takes to protect Tua. And yes, we did sign a really good a really good guard this past free agency. But we still have Liam Eichenberg starting at right guard for this at this moment. That cannot be the case. Eichenberg cannot be the starter entering next season. Falcons letting the clock run here. They're still on the clock. Pick isn't in yet. Like it addresses a position of need, which is fine, but no, it needed to be a guard. It's just like this team does not have a good history at drafting day 2 offensive linemen. And we're really gonna be banking on a day 2 offensive lineman to protect our franchise. The Falcons are still the pick is still not in for the Falcons. They might trade this. Watch me do all that rambling for Miami to trade up and now select a guard. Falcons got 2 minutes. They're taking their time with this one. Oh yeah, and not to mention that we still haven't traded Jalen Ramsey. And I would have really liked to have been able to gotten picks out of him in this year's draft. But still have not traded him. Probably be picks for next year instead. Which is it's fine. By trading Ramsey, you're already starting the process on entering the rebuild next year. So if you get picks in next year's class, you're fine. Yeah, the Falcons are still thinking about this. They have a minute 10 left. They're not fielding calls, it seems. So they're just waiting. They're just trying to figure out who their pick is. They're under a minute now for the Falcons. They're just trying to figure out who this pick is, it seems. Yeah. I mean, what picks does Miami have in the second round again? Because I'm assuming it's going to be a second round offensive lineman selection now. All right, pick is in for Atlanta. Pick is in for the Falcons. Real quick while we wait for the selection. Put these back on. I'm seeing what picks Miami has in this year's class. We have the 16th pick in the second round, 34th in the third, 14th and fourth, 33. Okay. We have some solid options. We have some solid picks. We gotta trade some of these to trade up, I think. Would love to have another second round pick. Just not 16th in the round. All right. Falcons go Jalen Walker out of Georgia. They add to that defense and add to that pass rush. I like it. They didn't re-sign Matt Judon in the offseason and needed help on that front seven. Walker's a great pick. As the Arizona Cardinals are now on the clock. Yeah, Arizona's now on the clock. I wouldn't be shocked if they go Matthew Golden and they pick up a receiving option to pair with Marvin Harrison Jr. We shall see. After this selection, we will be halfway through the first round. We shall see. Arizona's still on the clock. Pick is not in quite yet. But hop in. Bad. Let me get set up there. When you do hop in, Ball Flash, go to the Extreme Sports. Yeah, Cincy's on the clock next. So you'll be hopping in at the perfect time. As Arizona is still taking their time with this selection. Yo. What's up? Not much. Still waiting for Arizona's pick to be in, but has it been the most chaotic draft yet? I think the next big surprise might be what Pittsburgh does. I mean, like, Pittsburgh has to go quarterback, right? Yeah, that's what I'm like. What they decided to do at 21 will definitely give us a clue as to what's going on with Rodgers. Arizona's pick is in, by the way. I mean, like yeah. This is probably where Matthew Golden goes, or at least a receiver with Marvin Harrison. Yeah, and like I mean, they drafted Paris Johnson in 23, so I think their O line is fine, especially with Kyle Murray's mobility. Only thing is, I could see them possibly going corner with Will Johnson. Oh yeah, I am as well. I mean, I figured if Miami was going to go defense, it would have been Will Johnson, just because of the stuff going on with Ramsey. We don't have a corner room anymore. Like I was saying, like, without Ramsey, our secondary is pretty much completely empty. So I would have been okay with going Will Johnson. Walter Nolan out of Ole Miss. Yeah, improve that D line a bit. What? Because they still have Chris Jones, right? So they pair him up. Yeah, they're trying to. Will it work? Who knows? It's all going to depend on Michael Penix next year. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Since he's on the clock. I mean,
They were pretty comparable, but knowing them, they're going to go Gray's Able.
yeah. I would have been so fine if Miami went Zabel. It would have been a reach as
Yeah,
well, but at least it would have been a logical reach.
yeah, Zabel would have been feasible in Miami. I'm not going to say he would be great because I
No.
don't. Uh, it's nothing against him personally. He just came from one of the smaller schools.
Well, yeah, but North Dakota State is a borderline group of five team.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Like they really should probably be in the Mountain West.
Oh, sorry, I missed what you said. What'd you say?
I'm saying like
Oh, shit.
NDSU really should be in the Mountain West, or hell, even this new age Pac-12, it would make sense.
Yeah, yeah, the Big Ten, or not the Big Ten. Yeah, that'd be the Big Ten, right?
No, not Pac-12 would make more sense for them
Yeah. Uh,
because
I
because
don't know how the
because
pack. I don't know how the pack's gonna work. I
well,
don't even want to.
they're close to having like a full conference again. I forget exactly who they've been added. It's been a lot of the like state schools.
Oh, okay, okay. Pick is in. Hmm,
The pick is in for Cincy.
hmm.
Yeah, the Pac-12 has added Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, and San Diego State so far.
Damn.
And those will go into effect not this upcoming season, but the following. I know that they're
Okay.
also adding Gonzaga for basketball.
Yeah.
And I think they need like one or
Really?
two more schools.
Really? The Zaps are going?
Yeah.
Ah, that's cool. That's cool for them. Like, they do enough in basketball. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know, man. Duke and North Carolina are both multi-sport schools. I don't see why. You know, I
Yeah.
don't see why you couldn't do that with uh.
Well,
Damn it.
it just depends on the size of the school sometimes if they're able to be like big multi-state like that or multi-sport.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's
Because like it is a wild example, but like I mean UConn kind of works as an example as well. But like look at Hofstra. Like
right.
their basketball program is relatively solid considered, like especially back in the day it was. They tried out football, it didn't really work, wasn't having success, so they just dropped it because it wasn't worth their time.
Yeah.
Bro, the amount just showing fucking Shadur, man, all that he had a whole room built and everything for this. He's gonna go day two. Watch.
Yep.
Because I mean, like between Jackson
Like,
Dart and Shadur Sanders, who do you think
well,
Pittsburgh would rather have?
Shador is their type of player. I will say this,
Yeah,
but Dart, honestly, I think has a little bit more potential
yeah,
at a pro level.
and I think he'll fit better with DK Metcalf and George Pickens.
Right, right. And like I said, I, he's cocky. Uh, Shador is, and you love that in a quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but
Depends on the level.
he is too cocky
Yeah,
for his own good, and that's that's just insane. Like,
all right, Goodell.
wild to me that he's been this highly talented player.
He's highly talented because of the last name.
Right.
Yeah, what's Cincy gonna do?
Okay. All right.
All right, they go
All
edge.
right. Not one of the edges I was looking at, but that'll work.
Jamar Stewart, nonetheless. That's a good pick.
I like that pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the uncertainties surrounding Trey Hendrickson, going edge rusher is great there. Not shocked it's not James Pierce.
Yeah, I would have liked James Pierce more. Honestly, like I said, Pierce Jr. or Green would have been my pick, but
Yeah.
uh, Stewart, I respect Stewart.
Yeah,
Like,
nonetheless, it's a position of need.
oh, absolutely. Like that basically confirms, our linebacker the end role
Yeah.
basically.
Again, you get to pair him with Trey Hendrickson for at least one season. It won't be a bad pairing next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like if any team would have made a surprise selection, it would have been Cincy going running back here.
Yeah. I
But
think I don't know. I think we'll go Scatterboo at some point if he's available.
yeah, And I'm hoping Scatterboo drops to the third round for Miami to get him, but even if
Yeah,
he is available
like
in the third round, I doubt Miami will. I mean, they love passing up on guys.
yeah, I really
Yeah, I did see that the Panthers took that 2-0 lead. Love it. Bobby played a great game. I'm hoping Barkey's okay, but we get Ekblad back on Saturday. I think we're chilling.
yeah, Judkins is up there too.
Yeah, Judkins still available. Trevion Henderson is still available. Like there's still a ton of backs
Oh,
available that will fit fine.
yeah, I got you. Ooh, they got Hampton as the next back going.
Yeah, I've seen that for Jeremiah. I like Omari Hampton. I just don't
I,
think he's. I'm just not sure what he
I
can
think
do.
Judkins and Henderson are both better than Hampton, but
Yeah, I'll even put
UNC had
Scatterboo
an
above him.
unfortunate season in general.
Yeah,
Like they like you know North Carolina once it was terrible for 'em.
yeah. Yeah, Seattle's on the clock. I mean, I feel like we've been saying this a bit. This is where Matthew Golden could go. They need a receiver to just
I
give Sam Darnold someone to throw to and pair with JSN.
mean, who else do they have
They got
to throw to?
JSN, but that's
Legitimately,
yeah.
right?
Noah Fant and JSN, like they need someone else alongside that.
Yeah, yeah. They need somebody else. Like, no, them injuries really hurt Johnson's stock this much.
Maybe. I mean, no, only one corner has been selected so far, and that was Travis Hunter. So I'm
Right.
not too surprised. You know, okay, that bottom ticker does say
That's
Dobbins
why.
still a free agent. I thought he signed with them. Whatever.
Hmm?
No, because yeah, I was going back to the conversation about J.K. Dobbins earlier. I could have sworn I saw an article that said he signed with the Browns, but the bottom ticker is still saying he's a free agent. But Brandon Sheriff is still a free agent. Why have we not signed him yet? Same with Jedrick Wilcox. Miami is fucking up this offseason.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, Seattle, what you do here? And
There's
there
Abel.
goes Zabel.
Ah, mm,
God damn Greer.
ah. That's all the best cards on the board. Like
There's one more
at
that
this.
I'll be fine if Miami can get, but I doubt they'll be able to. And that is
Yeah.
that is Rutledge. Yeah, Tate Rutledge out of Georgia. I mean that's like the next big one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
again, during the senior bowl, like every single scout and member and every single NFL personnel there had nothing but great things to say about Zabel. So like it would have been a great pick.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, all right. Well, I said that. I'm looking at the board now. Uh, we have both our guards. Uh, so honestly, out of the two, I don't know what they're looking at. I would have Dellinger over Frazier. Uh,
Yeah.
it's wild to me. But honestly, yeah, I see three that
Like
are really any good.
Wyatt Millum is still a solid guard that's available out of West Virginia. That's gonna be like a fourth round pick possibly. So maybe
Yeah,
Miami has
I
their
don't think that.
eyes on some of these other guys, but like if you can take a really solid player at 13, that's gonna be me. Like, I really do feel like that Tyler Booker was the pick at 13, and he went to Dallas
Yeah,
at 12. They
absolutely.
probably did try to trade back, but just no one was. But Greer has like these high expectations about what he can get out of about what he can get out of the pick. They don't like what was being offered and decided
Yeah,
to just pick Grant. I mean, I'm again, if again, Miami did need a second defensive tackle. I'm not disagreeing with that. It just feels like a reach that did not need to be made.
yeah. Cause I don't know, man. At that point, y'all could have drafted an edge and moved him over.
We would not need another edge. We would not need another edge. No, I would have been pissed about that if it was an
But
edge
you can move
rusher.
him over.
Not really.
Mm. No, not an edge rusher, DN.
Yeah.
Like a true dedicated DN, you can move him
Yeah.
to a D tackle spot. That's
Pick is
all.
in for
That's
Tampa.
always been so wild to me. Like, yeah, fundamentally they're different positions, but essentially DN and line and the outside linebacker could be considered an edge rusher anyway. So I don't know, man.
Johnson's still available.
F
I'm kind
A
of shocked Jihad
Q.
Campbell is still available. He's another guy that was linked heavy to Miami.
Is this where Johnson goes? Do you think?
Yeah, maybe actually. This is probably where either Johnson or Jihad Campbell goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I forgot. The Barons right there underneath Johnson too. Oof.
Yeah.
Ugh. And
And then Maxwell
both,
Hairston's still available as well.
yeah, both. I watched. I want to say two Kentucky games, and Maxwell did pretty good.
Yeah.
Uh, so
But Shadur
I don't
looked.
know if he's comparable to
I am
Jade.
praying that Shadur falls to day 2, just because I would love to see the tweet of rage from Dion.
Yep.
But again, like it makes sense. Not a lot. It makes sense that he wasn't gonna go in the top 20. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, what I could see happening.
What?
What was just
Do you
said?
see the graphic?
No, not yet. I don't think.
They wanted y'all to take Fedor. They had y'all at 49% chance. What the
That
fuck?
was never gonna happen.
What the fuck?
Are you on the ESPN broadcast or NFL Network?
Huh?
Are you on ESPN watching this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm on NFL Network because I don't really like Schefter.
I got you. Yeah.
Oh, Tampa goes receiver.
Nice.
All right, I like it.
Amika Buka.
Mika
Heck yeah.
Ibuka out of Ohio State. That's a solid pick there for to be. Well, he probably be slot. Yeah, alongside Evans and Godwin. That's a nice pick. That's a nice pick.
OSU boy. Look at Shador.
Yeah. It's Denver's not 1 o'clock behind. I do really like this pick.
You can see the actual mall.
Oh yeah, he had a whole draft room built just for tonight. Like the only person who thought he was gonna go in the top 10 was him and Dion.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I could see Cleveland trading up into like pick 32, 31 to draft Shedeur just so they have the 5th-year option. That is assuming he doesn't go to Pittsburgh. Like I could see that being the case. Because again, like after Pittsburgh, none of those other teams need a quarterback.
There's 3 more picks away or something like that.
They're right after Denver, so they're. I mean, I'm assuming
Oh,
Denver's
the
pick
next
is already in. Yeah, I assume I assume Denver's pick is already in. So it will be.
Not
Pittsburgh.
yet.
Not
Not
okay.
yet. They're at 4 minutes.
Okay. So yeah, I would not be surprised if Pittsburgh goes.
All right. So, ooh. It's definitely going to be offense, right?
For Denver, not necessarily. I mean, I mean, maybe you see a running back go here, but I kind of doubt it.
I mean, Hampton would be all right.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would go Judkins if I was them. If I was going to go running back.
Like, it would be Jenkins if they go running back. It could also be receiver because they really
I
only
can see
have
Golden going here too because that would be beautiful.
This is what they really only have Cam Sutton. I mean, they have not Marvin Mims. Oh yeah, Marvin Mims. But
Marvin Mims. Yeah.
I mean, they can use another solid receiving option, but this is kind of a relatively deep receiver class.
Yeah, for sure.
As hell, like
Ooh.
Tez Johnson isn't expected to go until later, or much later. Same with Xavier Restrepo. Same with Nick Nash, who I'm kind of high on.
Honestly, I could see one of these 3 receivers going next. Golden, Burden, or Beck.
Yeah. I doubt a team's going to take a stab at a TCU receiver again in the 20s and for a while, but
Hey.
the amount of times teams have been bitten in the ass from doing that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious about where Alec Iomonor goes. He's
Where who?
Alec Iomonor out of Stanford.
Oh, the Stanford
guy.
receiver.
Because again, me and Tosa have been keeping an eye on this dude since that Colorado game last year, 2 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
So like, that's an interesting one. Isaiah Bond is ranked 14th available still for ESPN. What the?
Yeah.
Yeah, this class is so fine if you need a receiver. Hell,
Yeah, like
Jimmy Horn
wow.
Jr., Joe Horn Jr. is 33rd ranked. Kobe Hudson's 34th, who's a very solid receiver out of UCF. Like this is a deep receiving class. Then we got a minute left.
Oh man. Like, and you're right. Like a bunch of these guys, they're gonna be good.
A good chunk of these guys, I honestly was kind of more so expecting to be next year's class.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if they were next
We
year's
get,
class, they would be first, second, third
which is
round guys.
weird, right? We got we got those 2 years of like basically most like super seniors,
Yeah.
and then this year we've got a lot of juniors in the class in the draft, which is fine, but eh, you know,
All right, pick is in for
I don't know.
Denver.
Let's see what they got, what they doing.
And I was talking with an IRL friend earlier in the week of just like there has not been a lot of like New Jersey announcements yet. And it's kind of weird. The only thing we've gotten so far is that Tampa is going to wear a 50th anniversary patch. But we have not gotten like any type of clues, hints, or anything about New Jerseys or alternates this year. It's weird.
For
Just in general, because around at this time last year we had like 5 different teams either announce or hint at throwback jerseys.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the state. My bad.
No,
Now I'm caught up, bro.
yeah,
My
no,
bad.
we no,
I was like, what the
I do
fuck?
not believe the New Jersey Devils are playing tonight.
Okay, I was like, what?
Oh shit, St. Louis is up 2
Okay.
over Winnipeg. I just checked that score. Damn, Toronto is a 3-0 series lead over Ottawa. God damn it. I don't want to play Toronto again in the playoffs. Anyway.
Oh shit. Now it's time for Make a Wish Kid to come up. All right, let's go. Hell
Oh
yeah.
shit.
Let's go, Sam.
It just showed Brad Williams on the NFL Network broadcast. Hell yeah. Great comedian.
Honestly, I love that they do this. Like,
Yeah.
this is that's so nice. Like,
Oh, this is Barron. Jade Barron. Alright, so they get corner to pair with Sertan.
oh, so yeah, that injury stuff really hurt Johnson's
It
stock,
must.
man.
It must, because
Ugh,
yeah,
I hate to hear that.
this is an insane fall here for Will Johnson. And it's like, yeah, he's gonna
Yeah.
fall insane, but he's gonna be no matter where he's selected, he's gonna be a goddamn player for them. It's like
Oh yeah.
Abdul
Oh yeah.
Carter's injury only fell him like 2 spots, maybe. Why is Will Johnson taking him a lot further? It doesn't make sense.
To be fair, though, Carter is Carter is one of the blue chip players really in this class.
Yeah, but still.
So I don't know if I can really say the same for Johnson. Like, yes, he's good, but like I said, Barron. I've seen Barron, and Barron's a freaking beast.
Yeah. feel like
So
any
that's the
Denver's had a great offseason with building that defense. I forgot. I fucking hate Denver. Um,
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like so after this, they're all in on offense. Like
yeah, they're
now
gonna
they have
be.
to.
Yeah, they're probably gonna go running back in the second round. And speaking of, ESPN says
Yep,
that the best fit's Amari and Hampton for the Steelers. If they don't go quarterback, we probably
bro.
won't
If
see
y'all don't
one
go
until the second
quarterback,
round.
we know what the fuck's going on.
If they don't go
So
oh damn, Blues just took a 3-0 lead over Winnipeg. Hell yeah.
yeah, let's go.
Telling ya, just because series is 2-0, we don't mean it's dead yet. It ain't a series until the road team wins.
You're right. You're right. Hey man, I said it earlier. Uh, it's hard to argue with those stats. The 117
Yeah.
in this situation.
I love how much the NFL Network is just tuning into Shadur and Dion. As the pick is in for Pittsburgh, and Shadur does not have his phone in hand, so it's probably not going to be him.
Oh boy.
If the Steelers don't go quarterback, we probably won't see another in the first round, which is crazy.
No. 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 Everybody else after this has an established quarterback, to my knowledge.
Yeah. I mean, the only one where maybe they go quarterback is the Rams, but that would be a more so
But
third
yeah,
round
that
selection to be like a future. I
yeah,
mean, they still could go one in the first if their guy is available,
yeah.
but I doubt the Rams would go quarterback.
Well, yeah, and that makes sense. These are all playoff teams, so
Yeah,
like it's you wouldn't expect them to go quarterback, but they might.
because
Let's see.
Matthew Stafford probably has like 2 or 3
Like I
years
said,
left, so they have time if they want.
if it is the door here, uh, he went to the perfect team because he
Oh
is their
yeah,
type of player.
both Shadur and Jackson Dart would be lucky to go here, but I don't think it's going to be Shadur.
I wouldn't put it beyond.
Oh, Derek Harmon?
Oh my God, Derek
They go
Harmon,
D
really?
tackle?
You went defense and oh,
Okay,
Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh. Oh
Chargers are
my
on the
God.
clock now. I need to see what
Oh
Tree's
my
reaction to
God.
this is.
Dun, dun, mm, 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 mm.
I need to see Tree's reaction to this. They go D tackle?
Why? Why?
I do not get it.
Why? What the hell?
And so apparently,
See,
first off, apparently Miami's already doing their pre-night one into media availability. It seems so they're done for the night. Secondly, Mike McDaniel apparently is saying that they got text right after their pick from 3 teams right behind them, saying that they would have gone Kenneth Grant if he was available. I fucking doubt it, but
hell no. Who the fuck is thinking about Kenneth Grant right now? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know that's who y'all went, but
I ain't too happy about it either.
oh
Again, if it would have
yeah.
been a second round pick, I would have been
No, I
fine.
know. I know. Like, not for a first round pick. That's not. You want us to believe that's your guy? No, I don't see it, man. Like, don't get me wrong, he might go out there and actually ball out, but
Yeah, he might.
I,
I
I
mean,
don't think it's gonna help you
he's
that
going to
much.
be helped massively being paired with Zach Sealer, Jalen Phillips, and Bradley Chubb. Like, it's going to help.
Mm,
But, like,
yeah,
it's still, like, a weird spot.
yeah, but for us, his top 15, that was 13, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. For 13, no. Mm, like you said, that's way too much of a reach. Mhm. I'm with you, bro. Fire Greer.
I mean, he's been with this organization for like 16 years now, and it just has not done anything.
I mean, technically, we don't have a traditional GM, so
And
I
it
don't.
works for y'all. Y'all,
Right. Well, I don't know if it works, but
you were in the Super Bowl 3 years ago. I will take that.
yeah,
Since Chris
yeah, that
Greer has been a part of this organization, Miami has yet to win a playoff game.
fair enough. Fair enough. That's Cam Ward is the only quarterback
I mean, I'm not too surprised
in the
by it.
first round. Mm.
Like,
It's like,
I could legit make a video purely talking about Chris Greer. Like the past, like I could make the video about the past 25 years of the Dolphins and purely just talk about Chris Greer and the amount of mistakes he has made.
hell
He was
yeah,
a scout for Miami from 2000 to 2002. Then he was the assistant director of scouting from 03 to 07. Then he was the director of scouting from 07 to 15, and he's been a general manager. He's been a GM since 16.
yeah.
Like, come on. How has he survived two separate owners?
That, yeah, that is wild.
Like it gets to a point where like we've been through so many coaches, and one man has stayed alive through all of them.
Right.
Like you would think like a logical person would be like, "There's the issue."
I mean, I'm just gonna say this, but have you looked at Dallas lately?
Fuck Dallas. Jerry Jones is their GM. That's your own damn fault. The Chargers are on the clock. They
I
still have
mean,
not yet submitted their pick.
yeah, you might as well.
I would probably would rather have Stephen Ross as GM than Chris Greer at this point.
Really?
I mean, our team will pretty much just become the NFL version of the University of Michigan, but at least it will do something. You know, I guarantee you, Ross probably had a massive say in selecting Kenneth Grant actually, because again, it's a Michigan guy.
Right.
So I like how I mean, honestly, speaking of, look, we're going back to on track for a sec. Speaking of the massive slide for Will Johnson, the Chargers find themselves in the perfect spot to get him, and that would be an insane steal.
They don't. They don't really need a defensive back though.
Asante Samuel isn't coming back.
Really.
Yeah, he's still a free agent. They're not going to bring him back. They need a replacement for him. It's not like they need really much
Mm,
else besides maybe receiver. So this could be where Matthew Golden goes. But like, I would not be surprised if Will Johnson is here, Harrison's here.
ah, mm, I don't know. I think looking at it, we could see a guard here.
I mean, they've already built an offensive
Um,
line as good as they can be. It seems. So I kind of doubted. Maybe they go tight end
We could see
because
tight end for sure.
who's their current tight end? Is it still Tyler Higbee or Gerald Everett?
Uh, it's Roro. Elijah
No, I'm talking about like the
Roro.
Chargers on the roster. Who's their tight end?
Oh,
They just showed that they signed Tyler Conklin in the offseason. So it is what Tyler Conklin and
ugh.
probably Gerald Everett. They also signed Mekhi Becton in the offseason, which is the guy I want Miami to get. I
Yeah.
just realized they sold Deshaun Hands from us. Fuck you, LA. God damn.
Oh shit, they ran the clock out.
Yeah. They're on the phone. Honestly, I
There
might
it is.
trade this pick. They've been.
Yeah, it might be. It might be a trade.
Who
It
would
might be
be
a trade out of
trading
the first
up?
because they don't. They don't want. They don't. Ooh, they could still be in the first. Yeah.
I think this is the first time I've ever seen the clock fully run out during the draft. Well, but the pick is in apparently.
Yeah. Mm,
I mean, I'm shocked they took. I mean, if they do go Will Johnson, I'm shocked it took him that long.
yeah. Mm. They. No, they have a. They have a decent running back. So. Mm, mm, mm. I don't know if I agree with that statement. He said that teams passing up on Shadur are missing out on an opportunity.
Yeah, an opportunity to spend $15 million a year for a first round quarterback that's going to get you nothing.
Mm.
He has talent. He's just not a first round pick. It can't be that hard
Right,
for ESPN to understand that.
right.
And the only reason
And
Cam Ward was
honest,
the big one to me, the biggest reason Cam Ward was
I
the
was
best
I was
quarterback in
gonna
this
say that as
class.
well.
The big reason why Cam Ward
So,
is the best quarterback in this class is because of the way he handled pressure in the pocket. He didn't panic in the pocket. He played with confidence and he stood tall. Shadur loved to run behind us, even if it was a clean pocket. Shadur would always be running.
yeah, there we go. Hampton.
Really, Omarion Hampton's their pick for the Chargers.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
That's what I
and
thought.
they pair him with Najee Harris as that's their Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins replacements.
Yep.
All right, that's Green Bay's now on the clock. I mean, I'm really.
Did you say that the Saints leading receiver only had 400 yards
That's what the NFL Network
last
broadcast showed. Yeah, that Chris Olave
season?
led the team in receiving, and it was for 400 yards. Let me double check that right now.
Wow. Wow. That's embarrassing.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, to be fair, like Derek Carr did miss the majority of that season,
uh,
and then it was Jake Hayner and Spencer Rattler leading the rest of the way.
yeah. Well, even when he is healthy, he's not much of a quarterback, in my opinion.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah, I don't know what NFL Network was getting. Okay, he was the leading wide receiver for the Saints. Was Chris Olave with 400 yards. The leading receiver overall was Jawan Johnson with 548, which is still insanely low.
Right.
But at least it's not 400 yards.
Wait. So the tight end
Yeah,
had
the tight end Jawan Johnson led the entire team in receiving yards at 548. Chris Olave led all receivers specifically at 400.
guys. If you're running an NFL organization, that is not the way to do it.
No.
Ugh.
I mean, like,
Ugh.
outside of Derek Carr, none of the other quarterbacks won a game for them last year.
Yeah. Uh,
Wait, the
I
Packers have
mean, do
still
you
yet to
really?
select a skill position in the first round since 2002. What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, did you know that uh Campbell is the first LSU lineman since 1998 to be selected in the first round?
Really?
Yeah.
God damn. Who
I
was
was like, that's wild to
who
me.
was that lineman?
No, I was like 10 years old. No, I wasn't even that old, but I was like 7 years old, bro. I couldn't tell you. I can look it up though,
Yeah, I'm
honestly.
looking it up as well. Oh, it was Alan Faneca. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's
Okay,
fine.
okay,
At least it
I'll
was
give
a
him that
Hall
one.
of Famer and not like Isaiah Wilson type player where they played 4 snaps.
True.
That would have been,
That would have been hilarious.
yeah.
But you know, a lot of those SEC schools know how to develop linemen
Yeah.
on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 98 draft now. How did Randy Moss fall to 21?
They didn't know, man. They
Yeah.
didn't know.
Why does it say Randy Moss has one career interception? Wait, what? I need to see this. When did this
Yeah,
happen?
he threw a pass.
No, like he picked off a pass once.
Oh,
What? It was with New. It was in '07 with
what?
New England. It was probably on Hail Mary then. It was probably on Hail Mary duty with New England. Because
It might.
the Patriots do love put in like skill positions at safety for Hail Mary situations. So I would imagine that's what it was.
Damn. Yeah.
I
They
mean,
just confirmed Butler's out for 3 weeks.
oh Jimmy, damn. Yeah, I saw that fall. It was not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his playoffs are most likely over then.
Oh no, he has a deep glute contusion,
Ugh,
which
jeez.
is that's gonna take some time. Crazy. That is crazy. The fall he's taken. Like the past 2 years that he's been in the playoffs, he's been hurt.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we would have more commentary, but these teams are taking forever now.
Yeah, I mean Green Bay's a minute and a half left to make to submit their pick.
So
I'm also still trying to
honestly,
find.
there's probably a bunch of team screening calls.
Yeah, but again, like Cleveland is probably a team trying to get back into first for a quarterback.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm also still trying to find
Do
when
you think
Moss
the
has been.
Patriots would try and do it too?
No, they have Drake May. They did not go on quarterback. All right, pick is in
Oh
for
yeah,
Green
yeah.
Bay.
Damn, I forgot about the man.
Yeah, he didn't have the greatest of seasons last year, but it's solid enough.
Yeah. He had a good career in North Carolina though, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That last year. Yeah. He is
Yeah,
what it is.
pick is in for the Packers.
But he made up for it in the pros. So he definitely stepped up. Mm,
I mean, what did the Packers even need?
yeah.
Because while yes, it's like they're close, like it feels like they're right there in terms of winning it all. Hey, Mark Murphy's
Yeah.
announcing the pick. Hell yeah. Or at least he's on stage as well.
I think maybe Johnson or another receiver goes here.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they do need a 3, don't I'm pretty sure. All right, let's see what he got to say.
Yeah, apparently that knee issue is really bothering teams from Will Johnson.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I get. I did the whole video on Todd Gurley and how his career got sidelined by a knee injury in college. But it's still like
Yeah.
still weird.
There you go.
So
Shut the fuck
I know
up.
the
Shut the
Packers do
fuck
like
up.
an every 15-year thing for the
Bro
president.
said, bro said the best draft.
I mean, hey, it's fucking back
In,
there.
in
But I believe next season in 2026 is Mark Murphy's final year as president of the Packers.
yeah.
I believe that's when because I believe it's a 15 every like 15 years they bring in a new president of the team.
I think so. Something like that.
Yeah. Oh, the going receiver, first time since 2002.
Let's
Which
go,
receiver? So
man.
what is Matthew
Let's go,
Golden then?
Golden.
Yeah, Matthew
Yep.
Golden. All right. All right, Grossi likes the pick.
Yeah, hey, that's a good pick.
Yeah. I mean,
That's honestly, I might say that's a slight steal.
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like, again, the talk during the tail end of last season was, do the Packers have a proper receiver one? Maybe not
Right.
exactly Matthew Golden is that. I mean, he's 5'11", probably issues there with him being like that. But hey, there's definitely another great receiver added to that room.
Yeah. Kinda. Mm,
Because with Dontavian Wicks. Jaden Reed was the receiver one last year. And again, like the entire receiving room is very solid players, but no one that is like a definitive game changing type player. They can make game changing plays, but they're not a guy that draws attention their way. Matthew Golden,
Right.
again, he can be that, but it's similar worries to what Xavier Worthy had last year, where he's just relatively small, 5'11", 191. You would like to see him bulk up a bit, but if not, he does have the speed that if you're unable to press him at the line, he's going to be a threat.
Oh yeah, he's breaking through.
Yeah, again, he's going to have the attention drawn his way a little bit, at least early on in the season. He'll have the attention drawn his way, and that will open up everyone else. Like the Packers have one of the better built teams in the league right now, and they're still a very young team.
Yeah, he's definitely the next speed prototype receiver.
Yeah. Look at that. Brandon Cooks is a perfect comparison.
Like, I'd even say that really T and him comp very well.
Yeah.
I mean, T's got the height advantage, but...
Yeah. I mean, like, Brandon Cooks, I think, is a good comp. If you want to go with, like, the high end of his potential, is obviously, like, a... I mean, they're definitely smaller, but not by much. But it's definitely, like, a Tyreek or a Jalen Waddle of just, like, really good speed guys that can be deep threats. But for the most part, it's the route running and their speed that's going to get them open.
I like how they hijacked the Vikings pick like this.
I mean, yeah, it's in Green Bay.
That's funny as hell.
Oh, Philly is trying to trade up.
Really?
Who is available for Philly right now?
Who is Philly wanting to get?
Will Johnson, maybe?
Yeah.
Because they lost Darius
He's
Slay.
been available this whole time. Why wouldn't he be?
That's why they're trying to trade up, to make sure they can get him.
Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know about that. Maybe.
Also, the Vikings are now on the clock. I cannot wait to hear this crowd.
Nah, watch them want to trade up for Jihad.
Hell, that would still be a steal. Like, James Pierce, Will Johnson, and Jihad Campbell. They trade up for either one of those three, they won this draft again.
Yeah.
Like, how does Philly keep getting away with this shit?
Honestly...
Pick is in from Minnesota, by the way.
Any of these players are still game changers.
Yeah, I mean, they could also... they wouldn't trade up for a guard. There's not really one available yet. Yeah, I mean, I think if they're going to trade up, if they're going to trade up, it'll be for Will Johnson.
The next lineman available would be Simmons.
Next best lineman available, according to ESPN.com, is Jared Wilson out of Georgia.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
We do have a trade, though.
Are you just saying guard?
I'm just saying offensive line in general. Like, I went through best overall on ESPN.com and just scrolled till I found an offensive lineman.
I mean, Josh Simmons and Josh Connerly are both on the board.
Yeah. Like of
and
best
they're
overall.
Damn good tackles.
Oh, speaking of offensive linemen, Donovan Jackson of Ohio State goes to Minnesota.
There you go.
I like that pick. We gotta find a way to protect JJ McCarthy.
That's a good pick.
Also, there is a trade.
New York
Houston.
trade. New York.
Houston is trading back. The Giants are now on the clock at what was it, 25? So they
Yeah,
trade up
25.
into the first round. They traded that second round, the second overall pick in the second round. Now the Giants are on the clock.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably Will Johnson, right?
Nope,
It has to be. The Giants need secondary. They need a lot, but they need
no,
secondary.
no. This is Shador.
No way this is Shador.
It has to be. They
No
still need a
way.
quarterback too,
They signed Russell Wilson. They'll tank for Arch Manning.
bruh. That man's like 50 years old now. Give it up.
Exactly. So you sign Russell Wilson, expect Jameis Winston to play by midseason. You finish the year like 6-11. And then if you need to trade up to get Arch Manning, you trade up. It's the Giants. They're gonna hell, I wouldn't be surprised if the Manning family forces Arch to New York the same way Eli forced his way. But
No way
for the
they're
amount
taking calls too. Huh, come
no.
on, bro.
For the amount of times that constantly is thrown out there that a first overall quarterback might force their way to a different team. If there is anyone that will actually do that, one is probably Shador, but he's not gonna get picked high enough for it to work. Two, it's Arch Manning next year. Because the Mannings did that already with Eli. They're gonna force Arch somewhere where he's gonna succeed.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The broadcasters are pretty convinced it's a quarterback too.
I mean, if it's
We'll see though.
if it's Jackson Dart, fine. But as long as it's not Shador, the Giants do not have a team right now that's built to have success with a guy like Shador.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, I don't like Shador. The idea is Shador going to the Giants at all. Like that's not a good fit. Pick is in.
Pick is in. If
Oh shoot. Yeah.
this is a quarterback, this is a trade up to stop Cleveland from getting
Well,
someone.
also their next pick is the first pick in round 3. So
Well, yeah, because they traded the second pick in round 2. So
yeah, it,
they would
I'd
rather
say it's now
guarantee
or never.
they would rather guarantee get their guy a quarterback and have that fifth year option than potentially lose him to Cleveland. Because Cleveland's most likely going to
Correct.
go quarterback as well.
Right. Right. And honestly, that's the smartest way to have done it. Like because most of the NFL already knows that both of those teams are looking for. Oh shoot.
So it's the 25th overall pick goes to New York for pick 34, the 99th overall pick, and a third next year.
Mhm.
That's a good haul for Houston.
Yeah. I see why they did it. Like
Yeah.
that.
They're laughing in that room he built for all this. Inside, you can tell he's pissed off.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's been another trade. The Rams are
No.
no longer drafting at 26. The Falcons are back on the clock.
Oh, that's interesting.
So they moved back into the first round. I mean, who the fuck do the Falcons want?
Oh, Schefter did say that they are drafting a quarterback.
He did? All right.
Yeah.
Then have it be Jackson Dart. It's Ole Miss. So New York loves Ole Miss.
Come on. Don't be Shador.
New York loves Ole Miss. Ole Miss and New York have a great. They have 2 Super Bowls combined. Who the fuck's that? Okay, no, they're showing the band on the jumbotron. So I'm like, who the fuck was that?
Yep.
All right. If this
Oh
is,
boy.
I have a friend who's a Giants fan. I'm about to text him if this is Jackson Dart, or if this is Shador.
It is.
Jackson
go,
Dart
Dart.
is a New York Giant.
Go,
Okay,
Dart.
goes first round.
Oh,
Good
that
on him.
division got so much more interesting just now.
Kind of. I wouldn't go that far just yet. It's still the Giants we're talking about, but
You still got the Cowboys there too.
yeah.
Mm. Uh, ugh. But that was a great trade. That's gonna that should pay off for him, really.
Yeah. Because they signed Russell Wilson, they'll probably have Dart sit for half a season at least. So he's gonna be able to learn behind. Again, for as much as Russell Wilson's past few years haven't been great, he's still a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and he's don't get my words twisted or anything. He will be a great mentor.
Yeah, he'd be a great mentor for Dart. And hell, Jameis Winston there as well.
And you also have Winston there too. Yeah.
Winston will be there to help teach Dart how to do a pregame speech and how to eat crab legs.
Yeah, what you want to do? Forget that number 13.
Okay, Jackson Dart's
Go
a
out
New
there,
York Giant.
you wear 74.
But it's trading into the first round, making sure you have that 5th-year option. It's a later first-round pick, so you don't have to pay him a shit ton. Now the question is, what happens to Tommy DeVito? I mean, that was supposed to be the franchise.
Oh yeah, sure. Sure it was.
Yeah, I mean, why else would they have kept him?
Yeah. You know, he's got some ties with some people.
Yeah. So this pretty much guarantees that Shador is gonna fall, right? Out of the first round.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like
I'm sorry, what did the Falcons give up?
they gave up.
The Falcons received the 26th overall pick and a 3rd round in this year. They gave up the 42nd overall pick, a 7th this year, and a next year 1st. They gave up their first round pick next year.
Harry.
To move up 20 spots.
Complimented you, brother.
This needs to be a god.
This better be like the best wide receiver ever, or something like that.
There's not a receiver left available that I would really take at 26. Like they could have sit at 46 and still get their guy at receiver. Like
So
they need a safety.
Tackle with their first pick.
They went edge.
edge. Okay. Hmm. I mean, one player is not going to create a lot of pass rush. Hmm. Uh, does not look like there's many deep pass. First round. Oh, Mark Turner, maybe. Hmm. That might be a good pick. Like I said, John Campbell, that be a good pick for him. I guess we're gonna find out here in a minute.
Yeah. Also, my friend who's a Giants fan, he's ecstatic right now. Is it James Pierce the pick? They double up on edge rusher.
Double up on edge. Hey, that's what I said. One person's not going to create enough passes.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're Aiden Hutchinson.
Especially from a non-existent one. Okay. All right, Terry.
Again, unless you're Aiden Hutchinson, his rookies. Only Aiden Hutchinson, his rookie season was like 75% of the Lions pass rush. So
yeah. Oh,
there is a world.
Man.
Baltimore now on the clock.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree with that. He could be that best pass rusher.
Yeah.
Could be MVP here, but he could be.
I think it's just they're young offensively. They want to get young defensively now, and it works. It's working for Green Bay. We'll see if it works for Atlanta. But again, giving up your next year first is crazy. It's like you really put in a lot on Penix now.
Yeah.
Because yeah, Baltimore is on the clock. I wouldn't be shocked if they trade back in some capacity either.
Maybe. Or they just go the easy pick on them.
Yeah, they can
They could go Green here too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, ESPN has Green as their best fit.
Yeah, my Green, like he's a damn good pass rusher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Harrison might be good too.
I mean, again, I'm just very offensive minded, so I'm thinking like trade back and get a receiver at some point because for as good as Zay Flowers is, and they just signed DeAndre Hopkins, they need another receiving option for Lamar.
They need as many receiving options as they want.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't helped them yet. Like don't get me wrong, I recognize if they was just in an AFC championship game. But he's not the best actor.
Yeah.
And especially with always taking so late, you're not going to find a receiver that elite level.
Well, but again, like this is a deep receiving class, so it's like they. I mean, at the same point, like you can just you can pick here and pick a different position here and go on, get one later, or you can trade back. Well, they're not trading back. The pick is already in, so we'll see.
Yeah. Like honestly, if they do go receiver, I imagine they're going to go Burden.
Yeah, Burden will probably be the next receiver.
Or Higgins. Just like that, I doubt that it gets first round. So.
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot that the Ravens signed Cooper Rush in the offseason.
Mm-hmm. They did. But, I mean, he's a decent backup.
Yeah. Yeah, pick is in for Baltimore. What you gonna do?
They, you know, I'm under the opinion they need a defensive back too. Like,
Moses seeing
like
now
their safeties
clips
are
of
good.
Moses seeing now clips of John Gruden
But-
saying that Miami's pick was great. All right.
But if their corners are not that. What happened? Like honestly, that's my two predictions on position at least. Cornerback or wide receiver.
Yeah.
You gotta go one of those.
But yeah, if they go corner,
And if you do go,
pairing anyone with that secondary they currently have would be a great addition.
yeah, they need better corners.
It's Malachi Starks. They go safety.
Ooh, safety. I did say defensive back at first. So.
I like this pick. It's someone that kind of wanted Miami to try and get. Like if they would have traded back, I feel like they would have. Malachi Starks would have been a good pick there, at like 2021. But yeah, a good pick for Baltimore. Again, you pair him up with Kyle Hamilton, and I believe Marlon Humphrey is still there.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good pick.
It's both of them.
Detroit is now on the clock.
So he'll be under some good veteran players.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Kyle Hamilton and dude. You just said his name.
Hey, you want to see a prime example of why Deion Sanders should have shut up during this past season and off season?
Yeah.
Look in sports. Damn near a full year ago, Deion Sanders passed back at someone saying that Shadur would be a top 5 pick. Yeah, maybe top 5 in the second round. Anyway. Well, I just realized.
Wait,
How did Detroit?
wait, tell you something, I'm acting like he's the coldest out here, then go out and put out a 4-8 season.
How? Explain to me how Detroit just locked themselves into Will Johnson.
That is,
Brian Branch,
oh
Carrion
my,
Arnold, and Will
are
Johnson
you
as your
kidding
corner
me?
trio.
Oh my goodness.
Because they need
Ugh,
Detroit needs secondary. Their secondary was banged up to high hell at the tail end of last season. They need secondary help. And you have Will Johnson play like a backup corner or even a nickel, and so that he doesn't need to do like all too much.
yeah.
Hell, they got
I don't
themselves three
know. They might.
prime defensive players here: Will Johnson, Maxwell Hairston, and Jahad Campbell, all available for Detroit.
That's what I'm saying. Like they could go edge, they can go linebacker. Honestly,
They, Detroit's gonna have a great pick here.
really, they can go defensive tackle too. Like,
Yeah,
cause but oh, they might need a lineman though too.
their pick is in, so we'll see. I don't think they need linemen. They kept all of their linemen from last year.
All right. Well, no, because they had the most battered line, didn't they?
Nah, their line was pretty healthy. As they had the most battered defense and defensive line.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
I think by season's end,
Okay, that's what it was.
by season's end they had like two healthy starters on that defense.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, of course. Of course. You ain't go into your rival territories, you're gonna get booed. Like,
We'll see.
mm-hmm.
If Malachi Starks being interviewed as we await the Lions
Mm-hmm.
pick.
Mm.
Yeah, pick is in for
Damn,
Detroit.
John Moran is out. John Moran is out again.
Oh really?
Yeah, he just hurt his hip.
Damn, and but they were dominated in this game against OKC.
Mm-hmm.
Also, New York won by 2 to take a 2-1 series lead over the Pistons. Clippers are handling business against Denver. But Minnesota handling business against Vegas right now. Hell yeah. Love to see it. Fuck the Golden Knights.
Did we get a win in the series?
There's like halfway
Or that's
through
not
the
over
it's
yet?
halfway through the second period. Y'all up 3-0.
Mm.
Tyleek Williams, D tackle Ohio State, goes to the Lions. They get defensive help. That's what they needed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I said.
And so, what of those Final Four teams available do you see that needs a corner? I see one.
Hmm. Let's see here.
That's Washington's on the clock.
Hmm.
It's Buffalo, by the way. I'm thinking Buffalo. I
Yeah,
swear the fuck if
yeah. Buffalo.
Buffalo picks Will
Well,
Jones.
didn't they just re-sign Trey Day?
Yeah, but he's like 32.
Why?
So
Yeah,
they re-signed Tre'Davious White, but he's up there in age. They're not bringing back Rasul Douglas. He would have been a great addition. It would have been a great keep for them, but they're not. They're gonna have two
right.
corner. They're gonna have a corner that's great. They're gonna pick from. It's either gonna be Will Johnson or Maxwell Hairston. They can pick either of those two.
Yeah.
So like Will Johnson still falling is crazy. Again, it's like he's dealing with that
Yeah.
knee issue, but Todd Gurley also dealt with that knee issue. He was a 10th overall pick. He didn't play half of his junior season.
See, and I don't think it was just a knee issue, though, right?
That's the main thing that people are reporting on is that it's the knee. It's the knee issue that's bothering people.
Did he? I don't know, man. I'm more concerned about him being out 7 fucking weeks for turf toe. Like, you're telling me that's wild to me.
Damn,
You're
Gray's
telling
able.
me you get 12 games and you're out 7 of them?
I'm just seeing this during the draft party. Gray Zabel was playing Settlers of Catan. Fuck, I wish we drafted him.
Of course he
The
was.
most. That's the stereotypical elite offensive lineman is fucking that.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Ah. Oh.
Washington is still taking
Do
time
you
with
think they
this.
just? Yeah. Do you think they? I don't. They might need a defensive back too.
Yeah, they definitely could. Really, I mean, I say Buffalo's the main one, but really, all four of these teams would probably benefit from going with a secondary.
Yeah.
But like, hey, Philly is still trying to trade up, and it's not going to be with this pick, as the pick is in for Washington.
There you go.
I swear, if Buffalo moves one pick back,
Oh,
if they
bro,
do
the
it
entire
again,
the entire NFL is rioting. Don't do it again.
but I watched it as well. I forgot how good their offseason has been so far. Debo Samuel, Michael Gallup, Javon Kinlaw, Laramie Tunsil. Like they're a team that again has had a pretty damn good offseason so far. Really, all they're missing is secondary from like big addition. Dietrich Wise was a good ad. Jonathan Jones isn't a bad ad either. Yeah, I forget how good Washington's offseason has been.
That's crazy to me, man. And they got Jonathan Comp with Dig. With that's mm, mm.
See, they're still showing Shadur. Shadur
Yeah,
he
this
really
team
fell
is
out the
not.
first round.
There's no. Yeah, none of these four are
Going quarterback? Hell the
interested in
fuck
the
no.
quarterback. Like,
I mean, these teams might be interested in quarterback in the fifth round. Try and get a backup.
Yeah,
But no, yeah, no.
yeah, but they're not looking for a starter. They got theirs.
Unless Cleveland somehow trades up, which they could trade up with Philly probably if Philly's guy gets picked. But unless Cleveland trades up, sure, there's a second round quarterback at best.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Josh Connerly
I
out
like
of
that.
Oregon, yeah, I like that. And teams that are
That's
willing to
smart.
build the trenches, I love. Which
That's smart. Keep
there's
your
an
franchise
Auburn
on
in
its feet.
Virginia.
Do what?
Because his watch party was from Auburn, Virginia. I did not realize there was an Auburn in Virginia. Anyway, Buffalo's on the clock.
No, that's Washington, bro. But
VA?
anyway, WA.
I'm 99% sure that it said V, but
Nah, it's W.
if on NFL Network, it looked like the V.
It's a W.
Either way, did I realize there was more Auburns besides the one in Alabama?
True. Like,
They're showing this man playing running back in Pee Wee football. Goddamn. Yeah, Buffalo's on the clock.
hmm.
What you gonna do, Buffalo?
Man, I don't know. I don't know if even Wari would be a reach here. The safety out of South Carolina.
Yeah, that could be the pick. I mean, what the current I mean, they have DeMar Hamlin and Taylor Rapp at safeties, and they've played solid enough. The real thing is, they still need. No, do they still have? Was it not Trenton Bedford? But I think they still have Benford. They signed Trey White again. I'm not sure they
I'm
go
mad about that.
secondary.
I'm still mad about that. I'm still mad about that. I wanted rap. So
Yeah, I'm not sure they go secondary. They have Greg Rousseau. They have. They did lose Von Miller, but maybe they go Mike Green.
yeah,
Because would they have Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau, AJ Epinesa? They need a fourth. Oh, they never mind. They signed Joey Bosa. Duh. Yeah, Christian Benford signed an extension. I mean, it's a 1 year deal for Bosa, so they still could go edge rusher.
yeah. All right, the pick's in.
Pick is in. Like one of their fans was pointing at his ring finger. Bitch, you don't got a ring. Shut up. Buffalo is ringless, man. Shut up. All right, Brian Dable has clarified that Russell Wilson's going to be the starter next year.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course he's gonna be the starter next year. Like that. That shouldn't have ever been in question. Like, uh, he's got like 4 games left in him.
He got enough left in him to where to where you don't have to rush Jackson Dart, which is the key thing.
Yeah, yeah. And then you might have 3 games from Winston.
Yeah.
Leave the rest of the season to Dart. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it all depends on how they actually play, though.
Because I want to
So.
point out how pissed Aaron Rodgers probably is that the Packers finally selected a receiver in the first round. He's never gonna admit it, but he's sitting there right now just like, God fucking damn.
Nah,
Give me the Pittsburgh
he
immediately.
probably isn't. No, knowing Aaron Rodgers, he probably is not.
He 100% is knowing Aaron Rodgers. That man loves the attention.
No, this man blitzed out of his mind right now. He don't even know what's
Yeah,
going
and then
on.
when he wakes up
He'll
tomorrow.
he'll know tomorrow.
Yeah, when he wakes up tomorrow, he's gonna
But
see the
tonight,
notification and then get blitzed again.
yeah, he's just gonna.
You go to a darkness retreat for all this.
All right.
Oh, we have a
All right.
trade. Philly moves up one spot. Philly moves up one spot plus gives KC the 164th pick.
No, then they kept the last pick as well.
No, it's 31. Philly gets 31. Chiefs get 32 and 164.
Oh,
Yeah,
I guess it hasn't updated.
so they just swap spots.
Yeah, there you go. There's your guy, Maxwell.
Yeah, Maxwell Hairston. Okay, they get their corner. Which means that Philly just got Will Johnson.
Like you said, they were going corner.
Yeah, they needed the corner. It made sense.
It just didn't have to. It just didn't happen to be Johnson.
No, but he has his shot right here for Philly.
I doubt it.
They also need corner. And yet Brandon Graham did just retire, so they need edge rusher as well. So they could go with Mike
They
Congratulations.
probably need a tight end too.
No, they still have Dallas Goedert. Yep, congratulations, Maxwell Hairston. You're never going to win a Super Bowl in career as long as you stay in Buffalo. Have fun.
Okay. Yeah, there it goes. Now it updated.
Eagles move up one spot. Yes, this is coming up on 3.5 hours. I'm shocked that they're not really trying to draw out this draft to 4 hours right now.
Right. Let me see this. They say he can't with Dax with Hill.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. Huh? That's nice anticipation. I'll give him that.
You can also rush the passer. That's nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the Eagles have their pick.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. He's got that switch, and he definitely has the anticipation. So I can see the comp. I just think it make the most sense for them to go green here,
Yeah,
or somebody pick up Jonathan. Like
if Johnson falls to the second
it's
round,
crazy that Johnson fell to the second round. If he
I mean, he
does,
still could go
like
to KC, yeah. But pick is in for
right,
Philly.
he could. Hmm, we'll see.
I mean, the fact that Johnson has fallen this far, Jahad Campbell has fallen this far, because there are people that were mocking Campbell to Miami.
Yeah. No, no, that probably would have been a better pick at 13. Honestly, but you know, everyone do what he wants.
Yeah, had
Wow.
McAfee, had Mike
They gave him
McCarthy on.
2 and 164
Yeah.
for 31. $164. That's
That's fifth
fifth
round.
round.
Yeah, it's fifth round.
Yeah.
See, waiting for Goodell to announce his next pick. We shall see. It's unless KC trades back again, which they very well could. Junior Sanders is a second round pick, and I think the NFL is better
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah. The way it's definitely better for it.
Yeah, and it's better
Like
for him as well in a way.
he,
He needed to be humbled.
yeah, and honestly, uh, like you said, the only reason that Dart went and or not, Ward went first is because really Tennessee desperately needed a quarterback,
Yeah,
obviously. But
and then again, Ward is he was just the best quarterback in his class.
but and the Giants have kind of been beating around the bush about it, but they've really were against Shador going there from
So, like, forget exactly how long before the draft this report came out, but a report today before the draft said that a few NFL GMs and execs have been saying that their pre-draft interviews with Shadur were terrible because of how arrogant and how
absolutely.
because of how arrogant he was. which I'm not surprised
Yeah,
about.
that was yesterday, but yeah,
Was it yesterday? I think I saw him today.
yeah.
But yeah, it was like, yeah, it's
Oh
like
well, the one I saw was yesterday,
there's
but
a
yeah,
few
it's
different
basically
ones,
the
yeah.
same.
Nonetheless, it's just like I'm sure that a team like the Giants or the Steelers probably would have taken Shadir in the first round if the interviews were
Hmm.
just a little better and he wasn't so full
Yeah,
of himself.
right. Jihad Campbell.
Here he goes,
Heck yeah.
Shad Campbell.
There he goes.
They get another great linebacker for that defense. That's already a great defense.
Well, this
Hey,
has to be
Philly's
it
just
for
building.
this has to be it for Johnson. Come on, man.
There we go. KC's on the clock.
Yeah, this has to be it for Johnson, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I could see Houston taking him at 36 or what would be 34.
yeah.
I could see Houston taking him that there.
Mm,
Like he's not. I don't think he's gonna fall to the third round. He'll be a second round pick.
yeah. Yeah, he definitely shouldn't fall to the third round. Like, mm,
All right, what does KC have in store?
yeah, there well, the pick is in. Damn.
Pick is in for Kansas City, so that means Shadur Sanders is not a first round quarterback.
Absolutely not. Unless they want to do something fucking wild.
I mean,
Which
Tampa drafted Kyle Trask at 64 when they had Tom Brady still, so it's possible.
wouldn't that be some funny ass shit?
Yeah,
All right, Shador, you're gonna learn behind Patrick
for your entire
for the
career.
next for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh well, actually, we'll say 5 because you're a first round pick. Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Oh, some news from college
But they're not
football.
gonna do.
Clemson will begin their season
They're
against New Hampshire. That matters.
okay.
There's a single like football reporter who constantly is just reporting on something so insignificant during any other big announcement is made,
Yeah,
and it's fantastic.
Clin- Clinton in New Hampshire though. The Richard just got rich. He said.
Yeah,
All
basically.
right. Hmm.
All right, Kansas City. The final pick of the first round. Who's it going to be?
Just pick Johnson up.
I want to point out that Miami drafted a D tackle. Darius Alexander is still available, who's a D tackle that I actually really liked entering this draft. That was like a guy I would pick second round and go offensive line in the first.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
As long
sir,
as
that Toledo torpedo.
as long as Miami ends up drafting a guard, I won't be upset. Because we need a competition for Liam Eichenberg. Liam Eichenberg cannot be the starter next year at right guard. So I really don't care
Yeah.
who on this list of guards on ESPN is going to be it. We need one of them. Like I'll take Thomas
I feel you.
Perry out of Middlebury to be a starting right guard over Liam Eichenberg. All right, Goodell.
Oh, here you come.
Final pick. Kansas City Chiefs will select Josh Simmons, a tackle out of Ohio State. That's also a
Okay.
good pick.
Yeah, it's good. Like it helped.
Yep, that's night one of the draft. Not a whole lot of like craziness or surprises unlike last year, but still a very solid first round. And a lot of guys still available for tomorrow.
Thank you, God, for letting Shador go out of the
Yeah,
first round.
Shadir's not a first round quarterback. To pretty much no one's surprise outside of Mel Kiper.
We appreciate you and we have listened.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and quickly and stream. It was nearly midnight. I'm gonna catch up on sleep. I've had back-to-back days of 7 a.m. finals.
All right, man.
Yep. I'll talk to you tomorrow and all that. Because again, we're going live tomorrow for Memphis Birmingham.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see you.
So yep, that's going to do it from me for today. Cleveland is on the clock to begin tomorrow night and night 2. But that's it for night 1 of the NFL draft. Thank you all for tuning in. And yeah, this was certainly an interesting one to say the least. So tomorrow night we'll be live for Memphis at Birmingham. I believe that's an 8 p.m. kickoff. I believe night 2 begins at 7 p.m. So I might be live earlier than normal, but I'm not sure just yet. We'll see. But yeah, that'll do it for me for tonight. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have yourselves a damn good one. Peace.